Imagine that you're walking through this Ponderosa Pine tree forest up here at about 7,700 feet, overlooking the Denver metro area. But you didn't have to take a 3-hour flight or a 5-hour drive to get right here. You live here, Denver, Colorado.
If you've ever considered moving to Colorado, then this video and this channel is for you. I'm Robin Gerlach, along with my partner Reed Puser of the Roots Home Sales team. Right now, we are standing above one of our favorite subdivisions here on the west side of the Denver metro area, overlooking all of Denver and Golden, two of our favorite areas. And if you are considering a move here to Denver, Colorado, go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell so you are notified every time we post one of these videos. We are making this channel for you so you have an inside view of what it's like living here in Denver, Colorado.
So Robin and I are Colorado natives. We grew up here, but we're not stuck up about it. We really enjoy talking to people just like yourselves, telling them and teaching them about our local area, what the best things to do are, and also helping them to relocate to the Denver metro area.
As Reed mentioned, we're Colorado natives. We're born and raised here in Colorado, actually in Salida, Colorado. Small town about 3 hours south of Denver, population 5,000–6,000 people. We're very proud of that. We grew up enjoying the outdoors, and he mentioned we're not stuck up about being Colorado natives. And what we mean by that is a lot of the Colorado natives don't love when other folks move here from out of state. It's not the case with us. We enjoy when folks move here. We know why you're interested and what intrigues you about Colorado, and we want to give you the inside knowledge of what it's like being here. For us, we really enjoy mountain biking, camping, hiking, just being outdoors and being with our family. All right, so we want to go ahead and give you guys not only an introduction to Colorado, but we want to give you an introduction to who we are. So we're going to go through a favorites list and have a fun little exercise and tell you some of our favorite things.
And some of these things may end up being some of your favorite things in the future. So stay tuned and we hope you enjoy this. All right, so this is a good one. Here living in Denver, Colorado, one of the best things about it is we have 4 seasons that are distinctly different. So Robin, what is your favorite season here in Denver, Colorado?
Yeah, I do love that we have all 4 seasons. My wife doesn't love it because she's from South America. She's not a big fan of the winter time. I do like the winter because I grew up in it, but it's not my favorite season. My favorite season has to be fall. My birthday is in September. That has a little bit to do with it, but I just love the colors of the leaves. I'm not big on pumpkin spice latte, but I like pumpkin flavored things. And I just like the feeling. It's football season. I'm really into watching football. And just that time of year for me is always, it just gets me excited. You know, I really love going up to the mountains, peep the leaves, come back, watch a little bit of football, and have some pumpkin flavored foods. What about Reed? What about your favorite season?
Yeah, so I'm gonna qualify this and say a little bit of background. So when I lived down in the metro area, I enjoyed really the fall season the most because of some of the things that Robin just said. But now I've moved up to about 7,700 feet and I'm up on a ridge of a mountain and I look over the metro area, so I'm only a couple minutes away. But I've really started to enjoy the winter season up here. I've always grown up loving the snow. I've always grown up clearing snow with the snowplow with my dad for years as I was a little kid growing up. And now I get to do a lot of those same things here at my house. We have about 5 acres. We have an ATV that with a plow that we clear the snow. My daughter hangs out with me. We go cross country skiing, we go sledding, and we cut firewood to heat our house. So wintertime is now my favorite season.
With that said, you guys have to check out Colorado in the summertime because if you ever come out in the winter, you'll see a lot of the trees have lost their leaves. It looks very dead. Colorado in the summertime is incredible because it's green everywhere. So I just want to say that you have to check it out, even though it's not our favorite season.
Perfect.
All right, what's our next question here?
All right, next question coming your way. Robin, what's your favorite outdoor pastime? And yes, you have to pick just one.
Ooh, I have to pick just one. This is so hard. because I love camping and I love mountain biking. I guess I'm gonna have to go with camping because I get to do it with my wife and daughter. My daughter's not quite at the age where she can go mountain biking with me, though hopefully someday she will, and hopefully she'll enjoy it. Mountain biking is kind of my thing that I do for myself, my therapy, I call it. But I'll have to say it's got to be camping because we get to do it together. We have a really good time. We disconnect from everything. And I just absolutely love being out in nature next to a creek, waking up next to a creek, hearing that, and sitting by a campfire. It's one of my favorite outdoor pastimes. What about you?
Well, I think that my favorite outdoor pastime, and I don't really think, I know my favorite outdoor pastime is skiing. I love to alpine ski in the winter. It's been something that I grew up doing since I could barely walk. And that's something that I'm looking to pass on to my daughter now. She's enrolled in ski lessons this winter up at Eldora, which is only about a 45-minute to 1 hour drive from the metro area, whether you're coming from Boulder or from Denver. So I love to ski. I love to make some turns. If you love to ski, hit me up.
Nice, love it. Yeah. Cool, let's jump into the next one. Favorite place to eat. Where's your favorite place to eat?
Man, this is such a tough one because there are a lot of really good food options around the Denver metro area, especially depending on what neighborhood or what suburb you're living in. So I'm going to go with one of my most recent favorites, and that is Stone Cellar Bistro in Old Town Arvada. It is the closest you can get to fine dining in the Arvada area, I believe. Their prices are reasonable, and it's a great place to go in a very great location of town for a date night or whatever special occasion that you have going on.
What kind of food do they have there at Stone Cellar Bistro?
Well, it's got a lot of different food, and it's got a lot of locally grown food and locally sourced food, so the chef changes the menu quite a bit. But you can look at all your kind of typical meals that you really enjoy. Filet mignon, various different seafood dishes that rotate. Those are some of my favorites there.
Nice. Love it. This one's really hard for me. When I saw this question, I was like, oh no. I love Tio Cali, the taco place in Arvada, but that's going to take a close second because my favorite is Post Oak Barbecue. We have a video about that. If you go to our Tennyson vlog, we go there and we show you a little bit about it, but they, to me, have the best brisket in town. And my wife and I are really into barbecue. She's from Brazil. And honestly, before I met her, I didn't eat a lot of meat. But after we lived for a little while in Brazil, and I really learned to kind of appreciate different cuts of meat, and just coming back here and getting into kind of Texas barbecue, Southern barbecue styles, they just have the best brisket. They have really good sauces too. So that would probably be my number one, because from there we could jump over and go have ice cream at High Point Creamery, which is our favorite ice cream place in Denver.
Your man's always double dipping.
Always double dipping.
All right, so this is a question that we often get, being that we're real estate agents. What is our favorite neighborhood of town? So Robin, what's yours?
Yeah, this is a really hard one. So if we're just talking neighborhoods in Denver, I'm gonna have to go probably with Platt Park. I love Platt Park because South Pearl Street has so many options. There's a lot of walkability. It's also very near South Broadway, which has a lot of options, a lot of restaurants, bars, coffee shops. I love showing homes in Platt Park. You just get such a mix, between the old Victorian style homes to the new modern style homes. And Platt Park itself, the park is really nice. It's also proximity to Washington Park, which is a really nice area, a little bit higher priced in Washington Park area. But I would say, Platt Park, it's, as when you're going to certain areas, you just feel right, or something just feels good. And every time I go to Platt Park, it just feels good. So that's probably my favorite one.
So Robin, to piggyback on that, what could somebody expect to get, and for what price point?
Really good question. So Platt Park is not the most affordable neighborhood. Let's start there. Yep. Okay. So townhouses, really nice, newer townhouses, you're going to be looking probably $650 and up. Yep. Okay. The detached single family homes, you're probably going to be looking from 1 to 1.7 million. But again, the land value is what you're buying there. You're so close to everything, the university area in Denver, the walkability. When you find a walkable neighborhood in Denver, you better expect to be coming with some money. That's all I'll say. But yeah, so the detached single family home is going to be north of $1 million. So I don't live there, but someday maybe my wife and I would love to live there. So when we're empty nesters, we'll see. What about you? What's your favorite neighborhood in Denver?
Yeah, another tough one for sure. There's a couple that come to mind. I think the ones that are coming to mind right now would be Low-High or the Lower Highlands neighborhood. We've done a great video showcase on that too, if you guys want to check that out. And I think that the other one would be Park Hill. I'm going to pick Low-High for this one, and I'm going to do so for a couple reasons. The first reason is there's so much food that I like to eat close by. So really that sets it apart from a lot of other neighborhoods around town. I also love being on the west side of town if possible, from I-25, which runs north and south through the city. It's just easier access to the foothills and the mountains and a lot of the mountain biking and skiing activities that we've said that we'd like to do. So my number one is Low-High.
Nice. Love it. So with that, we've talked about our favorite neighborhood in Denver. Now let's talk about our favorite suburb, because the Denver metro area has a lot of different municipalities, different cities outside of Denver that we'll just call suburbs for simplicity's sake. But when you think of that, you think of Littleton, Lakewood, Aurora, Wheat Ridge, Arvada, Westminster, Thornton, Highlands Ranch, Centennial. Those are kind of all encompassing the suburbs around Denver. So what is your favorite suburb?
My favorite suburb is a suburb that I lived in for quite some time. It's Arvada. So northwest suburb, not very far from the city center of Denver, maybe a 20-minute drive from lots of places in Arvada to Denver, but it is on the west side of town once again. Arvada is known for having tons of parks. They actually have a park within a 5-minute walking distance from like every single house in Arvada. It also has a really thriving historic Old Town district, which I had mentioned, I like some of the restaurants there and the entertainment there. So for me, it's Arvada.
That's good. Arvada. I don't know too many people that don't like Arvada. We'll just say that. Arvada is a really good spot to start your home shopping experience. I would say for me, it's got to be Golden, just because, Golden's very big. It goes all the way into the foothills. When you look at a map of Golden, and we're about to do a video series on Golden, so we want you to check those videos out. But it has some of my favorite mountain biking trails. And for me, the dream would be waking up, hopping on the bike, and just riding out my back door, or riding out my front door, and just going over to the trails. I mean, that is the dream for me. And to be able to do that like near North Table Mountain, or taking a short drive over to Lair the Bear, those are, just that proximity to the foothills and being able to get outdoors so quickly and easily. Golden also has a really cute little small downtown area. They have the Coors Brewery Factory. They do tours there. So there's a lot of history there as well. Colorado School of Mines, which is the well-known university there in Golden. They almost won the national championship in football this year, twice.
Last 2 years.
2 years in a row, runners up. But it's just such a beautiful area. I love being in Golden. Again, going back to that feel, every time I'm in Golden, it just feels good. So I'd have to say Golden.
All right, so next on our list, what is your favorite weekend getaway, Robin? And we're talking about you've got 2 or 3 days to get away and you want to go have some fun in the mountains. What are you going to do?
Yeah, and you know what? Home always calls. And we grew up in Salida, Colorado, and every time we go back to Salida, whether it's to visit my dad who lives there, or see some of the old friends there in Salida, shout out to you guys. I just love going back home. And you know what the best part is? When you're driving from Denver to Salida, you go through this beautiful area called South Park, and it's just open, desolate, looks like just kind of the plains, but it's a high plains, 9,000 feet high. And you drive through South Park with just incredible views, and then you go up over Trout Creek Pass, and you come over Trout Creek Pass and you see those collegiate peaks. I mean, that for me, every time I come over and see those collegiate peaks, it's like, oh my goodness. It feels like, okay, now I'm home.
Just gave me the shivers.
Yeah.
Because I know that.
You know that feeling.
And I know that view.
So you guys have to do a trip to Salida or Buena Vista. It's in the same valley, the Arkansas River Valley. and you drop over Trout Creek Pass and you'll see the collegiate peaks. I'm telling you, there's nothing like it. So that's got to be my favorite weekend getaway.
Awesome.
What about you?
So, that one is definitely up there because there's no place like home, and Salida and the Arkansas River Valley definitely cover a lot of my favorite activities to do when I'm on a weekend getaway. But to change it up a little bit, I'm going to say Steamboat Springs. And this is a place that I've spent a lot of time in over the years with my wife and my daughter. I actually owned some land up there at one point in time and was going to build a little cabin there a lifetime ago. But the reason that I love it so much is it's a decent drive, about 2.5 to 3 hours to get there. So, when you have a little bit further of a drive to get to Steamboat, you also lose some of the crowds that you would normally have if you were just going up to Summit County, Breckenridge, Vail, whatever that might be. And then once I'm up there, I love to ski. I love to mountain bike. I love to go to the hot springs. So those are all three things that Steamboat has. They also have some great dining. So I highly recommend a weekend trip to Steamboat Springs. It's still a Western kind of town, got Western flair, a real community feel. And I guarantee that you haven't been to a place just like Steamboat.
That's true. Steamboat is very unique. And you're right about that. It does get rid of the crowds that you see along Breckenridge, going to Vail. You hit it on the head. Steamboat is not a bad place to visit. So if you guys come out here and visit Colorado, definitely take a trip to Steamboat as well. Let's get to our last question of the day. Okay, so we've gone through a lot, what we like about the Denver metro area, places that we like to eat, our favorite suburb. But let's get into your favorite activity, which is skiing or shredding. What's your favorite mountain to shred, Reed?
Man, this is like almost an impossible question to answer because every mountain, in my opinion, has something different to like about it. I think it has a lot to do with the way that you like to ski when you're selecting your own mountain. So for me personally, my favorite mountain to ski is Arapahoe Basin. I love to ski steep terrain. I love to ski in the trees at times. And I also like that Arapahoe Basin doesn't have as many crowds as a Keystone or a Breckenridge. So that's my favorite place to ski. It's only about an hour and 15-minute drive from Denver to there. Take note that you should pay attention to whether the old Loveland Pass, Highway 6, is open or closed when you're going up to Arapahoe Basin, because if it is open, you can actually avoid going through the Eisenhower Tunnel completely to drop into Summit County. You can turn before the Eisenhower Tunnel, go up your beautiful high mountain pass, drop down into A Basin, and avoid the traffic.
Great,
Robin.
Great tip.
Yeah. So, Robin, what's your favorite place to ski or to shred or to enjoy yourself on the mountain?
Well, you hit it on the head when you said it depends on what you like to do, what kind of activity you like when you're skiing. I'm a snowboarder. I want to learn to ski. I think it would open up, going with more friends. Every friend I go with skis, and I'm a snowboarder. So I'm always holding them up on the top of the mountain, strapping in. But I would have to say Copper Mountain is my favorite because I am more of a blues guy. When you go skiing or snowboarding, they have green is the easiest, blue is medium, and black or double black diamonds are the hardest. And that's what Reed likes. He likes going full on, full send. And for me, I like just chilling, taking my turns down the mountain. So I'm more of a blues guy, and Copper has plenty of blues, some of my favorite runs, and I always have a really good time going to Copper Mountain. So that's my top.
Nice. We hope you got some value and enjoyed your insider's view from a couple Colorado natives about the best places to live, visit, and the things to do here in Colorado. Don't forget, if this is your first time to the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe and tap that bell so that you're notified the next time we bring out some more content about Colorado. And please reach out to us. We get contacted from people like you all the time, and we would love to make your move to Denver a smooth one.